What's going on, everybody? So we are back with 2024 Oscar predictions because I hate myself. This time we're looking at the lead actor and actress categories. As I always say, at this time of the year we know nothing, but that is also why it's kind of fun to do it at this time, because you can say whatever you want about mine, I can say whatever I want about yours, and we're both right and wrong at the same time, because theoretically all these movies are good in our head. With that being said, I usually start with actress, but for this video I'm gonna start with actor just because I feel like there's less clarity on a number one for actor right now. So here's my deal, right? Before I show you who's my number one, there is a lot of biopic performances, right? There's COLMAN, DOMINGO, and Rustin. There's Bradley Cooper and Maestro. There's KINGSLEY, BEN-ADIR, and whatever the Bob Marley movie will be called. And I've actually seen multiple people choose those for number one. I actually think those are most people's number one for now, in whatever order. I've seen a lot of people pick Bradley Cooper, just like I've seen a lot of people pick Domingo, etc., KINGSLEY, BEN-ADIR, all that. I am just not convinced with the biopics right now. I'm not convinced Rustin is going to be some incredible movie overall. That's not a knock on his performance. This is just my hunch and what I've heard. The Bob Marley movie is like so up in the air, and I still don't have clarity on that. It's hard for me to just kind of take the leap of faith and be like, all right, he's the one. And Bradley Cooper, we know a little bit more about Maestro. It is test screenings. They are doing reshoots, re-edits. So I am, you know, kind of waiting for that. I have heard that Bradley Cooper is fantastic, however, but if Maestro isn't as strong a contender as one would think, I don't think he wins. So if I'm not fully in on the three biopic performances here, I am going with another biopic performance in a way. Let's show it now to the audience. Here we go. Number one, Cillian Murphy and Oppenheimer. Once again, we know nothing. But having said everything that I just said, okay, one, I feel the most confident in Oppenheimer. Maybe that ends up not being true. Could totally happen. Wouldn't be surprised. But as of this moment, I am recording this before the Cannes lineup. Not that that would influence anything, but I'm recording this in like early-ish April. I am the most confident in Oppenheimer between those movies. I think this movie will be a big player. I rewatched the trailer just so I can kind of refresh myself on Cillian Murphy, and it's just a trailer, I'll mind you. But I kind of forgot that this movie is gonna span decades, and there is like a small clip in a section of Oppenheimer that is him older with some makeup, had some tears in his eyes. I think he looks incredible. Just the facial expressions, the sheer amount of like dread he's kind of showcasing in just a trailer, and then I assume regrets. I am gonna put Cillian Murphy at number one. I think that'd be great. You know, it doesn't concern me about like previous records with the Academy. You know how Bradley Cooper has a bunch of nominations, he's overdue. I know Cillian Murphy doesn't have that, but I think everyone wants to see it. And right now, I'm the most confident in Oppenheimer. It's a Best Picture nominee for me, so I have Cillian Murphy at number one. Let me know what you all think about that. Two is Bradley Cooper, because even with Maestro having mixed test screenings, I really don't want to make people think that people walk out of that movie being like, this is fucking trash. This is not what I've heard, okay? But I have heard he's amazing from everyone who saw it. And even people who kind of were like, the movie's like whatever, they're like, yo, Bradley Cooper is fantastic. You throw in the makeup, which as of now looks like a win. I still have Bradley Cooper pretty high, and honestly Maestro still might be that movie where it's like it's just so there for the Academy that they still take it. So Bradley Cooper is at number two. That's that. Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. Paul Giamatti was snubbed for Sideways, and I am really high on The Holdovers just as of now, so I have him at number three. I've heard he's also fantastic. We'll see how that goes, but I have Paul Giamatti there. I mean, come on. We want this, right? We want this. For Leonardo DiCaprio, Killers of the Flower Moon, if I do think that Killers of the Flower Moon is one of those movies that is going to get nominations, and it just is a safe pick along the way, even if it doesn't contend for many wins, which who knows, I still have Leo coming along. There has been some speculation on if this is actually a true placement, but the article from Variety last year said that he's in lead. I'm going to keep it there. He's at number four. Colman Domingo at number five. This might be really low for people, but once again, I just don't think Rustin is going to be as big as people think. I've seen some people put Rustin in their Best Picture lineup. That feels a little odd to me, but I'm rooting for it. I am rooting for this. I know nothing, okay? So I'm not trying to put bad karma on anybody here. I'm just kind of planting my hunches, and that's all it is. Colman Domingo is at number five for Rustin, playing a real-life gay civil rights activist there. I don't know. Why has the movie been pushed back so many times? I don't know. 6, KINGSLEY, BEN-ADIR, untitled Bob Marley movie. Once again, this might be really low for people. Someone is gonna miss, and I don't have clarity on this movie. Because of that, I'm knocking it. I'm knocking it down a peg. I'm putting it down. He's playing Bob Marley. Obviously, you're going to want to put that in, and I don't blame anyone for putting that in. I don't know. I don't know. This is just a feeling, honestly. Barry Keoghan and Saltburn, it has test screened. I heard the test screenings went well, you know, so that's at least a positive there. And I heard Barry Keoghan is pretty great as the lead of the movie. Emerald Fennell got Carey Mulligan a lead actress nomination. Barry Keoghan is coming off a fantastic supporting actor nomination for Banshees. He's kind of riding a hot streak right now. And if I do think Saltburn is in my picture lineup, you know, at least in my past video, I have to have him in that area, so he's hovering around there. 8 is Matt Damon for Air. This one, it's tough. It's really tough because I just now wanted to say that I can only see this performance going down the list as someone who loves Air. Okay, I rewatched it. Fucking fantastic. But, like, we say this every year where it's like, oh, best actor looks really strong. Oh, adapted screenplay looks really strong. And then the movies come out and then it ends up not being as strong. So if like, Air and Matt Damon just kind of stays there because we know what the movie is and people like it overall, even if you may not. If the other movies above it just really start falling and we have another kind of weak best actor lineup in terms of what the Academy will actually go for, okay, I always like to clarify, Matt Damon can rise up. But right now, I have him kind of just right smack in the middle here at number 8. 9 is Joaquin Phoenix and Napoleon. This is kind of just hinging off which Ridley Scott am I getting, because Ridley Scott has been very hit or miss, and that's kind of what it comes down to. If Napoleon is not good, if it is like, even if it's like, this is not happening. If this movie is like actually really good and Apple puts money behind it, then it could happen because he also has Beau is Afraid, which we've seen past projects in the year kind of push other ones up. So he's at number 9. Anthony Hopkins for Freud's Last Session. New image just came out. This is Anthony Hopkins. I mean, I don't know how to feel about this, to be honest. It's stagey, and I don't want to keep referencing the 2 popes, but like, this could be a 2 popes that we're just not thinking about. But like, yo, Anthony Hopkins is goated. I don't know a bad performance he's given, honestly. And he's playing Sigmund Freud, so like, he has to be in the 10. 11 is ANDRÉ Holland, the actor from Neon, which actually just wrapped filming. He plays an actor who's kind of beaten and left for dead in the 1950s, and he kind of loses his memories, and he has to kind of get back to see what he's lost. There was some previous buzz on this movie and on this performance. I think Variety had it in the top 5. Once again, I need to do more research on this, and I'm not seeing a lot of people jump on it now. So I'm putting him at 11. I only list 15 for each slots as of now. There's no point in me listing like 30. But ANDRÉ Holland is a damn good actor, and it'd be nice to see him and really get his shine here. So that'd be cool. 12 is Andrew Scott for Strangers. This is kind of going off a hunch that I have, and you'll see it in the next category, where I don't believe in Poor Things, and that is not a reflection on the quality of movie that I think we're getting. It's just from what I hear, I feel like it's not the Academy's thing, and I know you can throw everything back at me. That's just the hunch I'm going off of. So if that's the case and Searchlight kind of pivots, Andrew Scott is right there for Strangers, which could end up being its priority. We'll see. TEO YOO for Past Lives. Once again, I haven't seen this movie. It really pains me to say that. From what I hear, it seems like it's probably not going to happen, but he'll kind of hover around this area anyways. I mean, if Past Lives is truly great, or if it is truly a front runner for Best Picture and a bunch of awards, there is a possibility that he could tag along, but I feel like he'll kind of hover around this area. But I've heard he's great, so we'll see. 14 is Michael Fassbender for The Killer. I don't really think this, but like, there is a path, you know, there's a multiverse out here where The Killer is actually just like, I don't know, like it's so good that the Academy has to pay attention. And 15 is Adam Driver in Ferrari, which I don't know. Like, Adam Driver still has to be taken seriously in anything he does. I just watched the movie 65, which is god awful. I hated my life watching that. But even still, he's working with Michael Mann, and I don't know. I have to put him on here. Now, you might be wondering, if you are very perceptive, where is Jonathan Majors for Magazine Dreams? A performance that myself and others have completely lauded. And I don't want to get into this whole legal deal because I just, let the lawyers do whatever. As it stands now, I really think something radical would have to change for it to actually happen. One, the movie isn't good enough to be a picture player or screenplay or anything like that. The movie genuinely hinges off of Majors' performance. Like, in a vacuum, I do believe Jonathan Majors' performance is like fucking incredible. I don't want to change my word on that now when I said it before just because of what's came out. Even before all the assault stuff came out, I was still on the fence about him actually getting in because the movie is so dark. And like I said, it's just not strong enough. And with the assault and everything like that, and I really think something radical would have to change because he's already kind of lost the court of public opinion. And it's just like the lawyers and the text messages, it's just messy. So I actually don't buy that the Academy will touch him right now. I don't think so. So he's not even on my 15. I did want to address that though, because I know that I've made it clear that his performance is incredible, and it is, but I don't think it'll be touched. And if the assault charges kind of stand, good. So let's move to actress, where number 1, I don't want to say boring because that is rude, and so I'm not going to say that. What I will say is there does seem to be a consensus forming already around Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple from Warner Bros. She is the lead. It's a musical performance. This movie has won Tonys for people in that role. So I think we just all assume this is going to be fantastic, and everyone assumes The Color Purple will be a picture player. We'll wait and see. I think the movie will have to be like pretty mixed or bad for her to kind of suffer, but I've heard good things about it. I have not seen the musical. I haven't even seen the original movie, so I don't know what to go off of here, but she's at number 1. 2, I have Natalie Portman in May December by Todd Haynes. I am very interested to see if this is announced in the Cannes lineup. I'm not exactly expecting it, but by the time you guys watch this video, the lineup will already be announced. So what the fuck am I talking about? People love Natalie Portman, and Todd Haynes makes good movies with good performances. So I have no doubt that this will at least be a good performance by Natalie Portman. She's at number 2, which feels a little high, but I'm just a little bit iffy on some of the other ones. So we'll just transition right to Jessica Lange for Long Day's Journey into Night by MGM. I would be really tempted to put this at number 1, but MGM just fucking sucks at campaigning. I'm sorry. They just suck. They're trash at campaigning. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their thoughts are, but they have not been very good at campaigning the past couple years. I'm keeping that here. That's why she's at number 3. Otherwise, I would have a genuine debate whether to put her at number 1. 4 is Greta Lee for Past Lives. I really can't tell if this is high or not, or if it's like too low, but I'm just going to assume she kind of comes in with the movie. Once again, this would be so much easier for me to talk about if I saw it, but going off of people who have seen it and they still have her in the 5, I'm going to bow to that. I'm just going to respect that and be like, okay, good. She comes with 5. I have Annette Bening for Nyad. I also don't really know what to do with this 5th slot. So people are telling me to watch out for this movie, and I've also had people telling me like, yo, this is being hyped up a little bit too much. So I put that all together, and boom, number 5 comes out. Okay, we got some leeway here. She is playing a real person, playing a swimmer, so it could be a very physical performance, a very tough, exhausting performance. And Annette Bening is overdue. She does have that narrative. So it could happen, or this could be a nothing. We'll see. 6 is Kate Winslet for Lee, in the similar vein that this is like, this is Kate Winslet. She's like royalty, and Lee is Oscar bait. She is playing a real person again. It's a war movie. So I was very close to putting her in my 5, but I'm just I'm keeping it a little bit safe for this one, I guess you can say. So she's at number 6. 7 is Saoirse Ronan for Blitz. This is not confirmed to have come out, but they are thinking it's coming out based off of, I think, her own Instagram or someone on the film. I already forgot. So if this is true and if this is coming out this year, then I have her at 7 because she's Saoirse Ronan. She is damn near royalty, even though she's so young. But we'll kind of have to wait and see if this actually goes. Obviously, if not, we'll take that shit out. 8 is Carey Mulligan from Maestro. I mean, it's, once again, decade-long spanning. She'll have a lot of makeup. It is Carey Mulligan. Fantastic. She didn't get in for She Said, but She Said wasn't as strong and as perceivably Maestro will be. But I also, I don't know. Also from what I hear, she's not really talked about as much. She's kind of just being like, oh, she's like good, and that's kind of it. So she's at number 8. 9 is Teyana Taylor for 1001. I think this is a very good performance in a solid movie. It feels a little too small to make it through the rest of the year. I mean, it's already out. It's done like solid business. I don't think it's done gangbusters. I don't think this is an Academy thing, but then again, I said that about Living and Bill Nye. Who knows? This would be very deserving, though. This is a good performance. 10 is Emma Stone for Poor Things. Oh my gosh, this is so low. And yeah, you're probably right. This is so low, but I kind of have to stick to my guns here. I can't say that Poor Things is not going to get nominated for picture and not be touched by the Academy, and then also go Emma Stone is number 3. I can't do that. I have to stick to my guns here. If I think Poor Things isn't going to be what everyone else thinks it's going to be, I'm just going to carve that lane out for myself now. So she's at number 10. Emma Stone is literally my favorite. Okay, she is Arizona's own. There was a picture of her with Devin Booker. She went to a Suns game courtside, got a jersey. The next day, still in Arizona, went to the Taylor Swift concert. Okay, goated, absolutely goated. I love Emma Stone. I'd have her at 10. 11 is Judy Greer and Eric LaRue. She plays the mother of a school shooter. Sounds a little similar to Mass. We'll kind of have to see how that plays out. It is directed by Michael Shannon. It doesn't have a distributor yet as of when I'm recording, at least from what I've seen. Judy Greer is like a very recognizable actor who's done a lot of like good work in smaller-ish roles. I'd be very interested to see what she does with this. That synopsis might be a little too much for people. I mean, you could see Ann Dowd got like a BAFTA and Critics' Choice, and that's the only thing Mass really got in terms of the big stuff here. Everyone else kind of ignored it. 12 is Zendaya for Challengers, also by MGM, so that's an L. But this as test screened, heard she gives a great performance. But if this is like a rom-com-ish sports movie, don't really know if the Academy will really go for that. 13 is Barbie. I made that last video about Picture before the trailer came out, and now that I've seen it, I don't know. I'm a little bit iffy. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit more iffy now from the trailer. That doesn't talk to my excitement for the movie. My excitement for the movie is like here still. Like I'm incredible. This is my most anticipated of the year. But I just like, I don't know. I am a little bit struggling to see how Robbie would crack in for Barbie. Like this is like Golden Globes waiting to happen. But in terms of an Academy nomination, Barbie would really have to be knockout. And to be honest, we haven't heard a ton about her performance. We've heard more about Ryan Gosling. So she's at 13. Would love to see it, though. 14 is Ryan Destiny and Flint Strong, also by MGM. She plays a real-life boxer who becomes the first woman to win an Olympic medal, I believe. So that's also going to be a very physical performance. Barry Jenkins is the writer. Rachel Morrison's the director. And Rachel Morrison's, I think, known more as a cinematographer. So I don't know if this is her directorial debut or not, but Barry Jenkins is writing it. I mean, that's enough for me, to be honest. So she's at 14. And number 15, Miss Priscilla herself, Kaylee Spaney in Priscilla by A24. She's playing the titular role. And I just also don't really know what to do with Priscilla. I just kind of feel like this movie will always stay in this area where it's like towards the end of whatever prediction I'm doing at this moment until I decide to fully cut it down to 10. But, you know, theoretically, it could happen. There's a bunch of other performances that I could list after 15, but I don't want to make this video too long because, you know, at this point, we really know nothing. We're just kind of throwing darts at a wall. But for recap, 1, Cillian Murphy and Fantasia Barrino. Those are my number ones as of now in April. Let me know what y'all think. But that is gonna be it. My gosh, I can't believe we're already talking about Cannes and predictions now. What the fuck is going on?